Hello to all, and it's time for the analysis of Raid the Cave. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to say that. But first, not only am I here to give you all a huge spoiler alert, but I'm here to give you a heads up on one thing. In order for me to keep up with each and every single episode, I'm gonna have to do a bit of lazy editing, but don't worry, it will be still in the highest quality, and I'm still gonna try my best to make sure it is fully detailed. But with all that being said, get your star wand, your book of spells, and let's jump right into the next dimension. Just not literally. In this episode, we see the events of what happens after Bon Bon the birthday clown. Surprisingly, this all begins to happen the very next day after the dance. Totally thought this was going to be during the same night. One major thing that happened right from the beginning is that we do see Star getting prepared for raiding Ludo's cave. But I guess after witnessing this episode, spoiler alert, a cave, turns out that Star actually ended up attacking innocent monsters from inside the cave. I believe she was close, but unfortunately not close enough. From what it seems, Ludo probably saw that Star was coming after him, so what he did was evacuate as quick as possible. But how would he know? Well, let's go back to the promo, shall we? Inside the promo, we see an all-seeing eye spell being used, and this time we see Star packing up. But wait a minute, didn't we see Star actually packing up in this episode? And oh yes, indeed, we did. But I believe in the future episode, The Hard Way, Ludo will most likely spy on Star due to the fact that he has the Book of Spells. And just knowing some of the things that we saw in this episode, we can fill in the gaps of the promo a bit more. As a matter of fact, practically almost half of everything of the promo. Like I said in my analysis, they're gonna show mostly clips from this episode than any other. I theorized that in the Hard Way episode, Ludo will at first have trouble convincing Glossaryck to open the book. After some time, however, Ludo will possibly give Glossaryck some pudding in exchange for reading the dark spells, which would explain the pudding. And as a matter of fact, it would also explain this image of Ludo. This is most likely him looking into the dark spells chapter. It's probably gonna be revealed that he's most likely gonna use the all-seeing eye to spy on Star. So yes, what I'm trying to say is that the future episode, The Hard Way, will only show the past before Star invades the cave. This would be a good way to show the same story from a different person's perspective. They did that in the episode Star Sitting and On the Job, so I guess it wouldn't be too surprising if they did it again. Alright, now before Star and Marco venture their way into the cave, they meet up with Buffrog. It's revealed that not only was I right about Buffrog's letter becoming a huge help to Star, but let's listen to what book Buffrog is reading to the tadpole babies.
And so, brave Sir Crokian banished the wicked humans from the land. From that day on, the monsters had all the corn they could eat.
Could it actually be possible that the humans are actually evil? How can they both have different sides of history of what happened between the two species? And now that I think about it, Star did skip those pages from the episode Munipent's Day. And like Marco was saying to Star, she didn't exactly review all of the pages. Well, I'm saving this for another video. But anyways, after Buffrog hands Star the directions to the old cave, as they head there, we can notice that this is the same clip used in the promo. Oh yeah, and this scene is hilarious. Moving right along, after Star basically punishes a bunch of monsters for no reason.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
Star goes into a room and decides to use her all-seeing eye spell. Marco then asks Star when she even began to learn that spell. This makes Star nervous and begins to actually kick him out of the room. I wonder if she's ever gonna have to explain that night to Marco one episode. As for her using the spell again, she struggles to unleash it, but eventually she gets it. Later on in the episode, we see her make up her own journal full of spells that she can remember. This is also what we see in the promo, so I totally recommend that you watch my promo analysis. I was pretty accurate, I do say so myself. Moving back into her actually using the spell, Star focuses on specifically Glossaryck and manages to find him. At first, she's out of reach, but then she focuses her magic even more and is able to phase through the spell hole sort of like a portal. Glossaryck then says he's never seen that before, and most of all, during the entire scene, he doesn't even try to reach out for Star. He says that he now belongs to Ludo due to the fact that he has the Book of Spells. And when Star asks us if they were friends, Glossaryck responds back by saying this. friends? Well, that's such a simple concept. Very interesting, and by the way of how he was saying it, you would think that this is his way of betraying Star. But agree to disagree, because on the contrary, it's already been known that he doesn't really have true feelings, which was revealed in the episode By the Book. He could be doing this as a test for Star, or it's just straight away true that he has to serve whoever holds the book. I personally believe that it's both. It would explain why Glossaryck says in the episode Bon Bon the Birthday Clown, "At your service, m'lady." And secondly, I just cannot see Glossaryck betraying Star. This has to be a test. He has blatantly ignored Star before trying to test her, and he even says that it was all part of the plan. Coming from this scene once again, I still find it strange how certain monsters actually seem to like Star. Besides the fact that humans are known to terrorize monsters just as much as monsters terrorize them, monsters can be surprisingly nice, and like I said before, that's a video waiting to be done in the future. During the latter of the episode, Star finally calls her parents. This time she does, and shockingly enough, her parents don't seem to get upset. This might be because after Glossaryck had said that they don't trust Star, it could be possible that they're trying to trust her as much as they can. We do see Queen Butterfly place something on the table in the promo, so there could be something else significant going on between the two. It could be possible that there's something that we don't know yet. And once again, this is Star writing into another journal for what spells she can gather from her mind. I guess from the promo, when we see this explosion, this is her experimenting on her spells, making sure that they are right. So if she ever messes up on a spell, she just might explode her part of the house. Today's episode was very interesting. However, tomorrow's include a plot involving Star proving that a certain magician exists. Yay. But heck, it probably is another one of those silly episodes, but I'm still willing to watch it because anything is possible. Plus, I want to fill in more gaps from that promo. And in speaking of promos, before I end this video, I would like to mention another small promo that actually premiered on live television. And I'm gonna show it to you right now.
Wait right there! I have something else to show you. Spoiler alert! You have no idea.
Binge watch all new episodes of Star vs. the Forces of Evil starting today.
Yeah, it's small, but it's still worth mentioning. The first one that we can see from the promo seems to be one of the fairies from Pixtopia. This other one seems to be for the very next episode, Trick Star, for when Star tries to prove that a man by the name of Preston is a real magician. I mean, why the heck else would there be a leprechaun-looking dude on a barbecue grill? Compared to the others, this is probably the most significant, for we see Baby examining the dark side of the wand, pretty much basically what Glossaryck was doing in the first episode of season 2. And then the very next scene is a dark mist passing Queen Butterfly. Is darkness overriding Muni? And if so, could this be what's stealing all of the magic? And of course, the rest of it is just recycled footage from the last promo. So I guess that's the end of that speculation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my take on the Raid the Cave episode and the small promo I just revealed to you. In the future, there's more where that came from. But in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled and stay awesome. TNBT out!